roll. Let's
All
rock
right,
and
let's
roll.
roll. Okay. I'm here with my dear friend, Edwin Moses. We grew up together. He knew me since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And everybody knows his reputation in the world of the Olympian and also the world of charity. The first Olympic was what, 1976?
76.
76. And that was a different era, wasn't it?
Very different era.
And let's see, if
You were probably about 14, 15 years old.
something like that.
Yeah.
And the president was Gorbachev, right? No. Was it Gorbachev? No, it was
It was
Brezhnev.
Brezhnev, yeah.
Became
After
it?
Brezhnev, then Gorbachev,
Andropov.
Andropov.
Yes,
He was in there at that time. With Nixon, Andropov.
yeah, that's right.
Richard Nixon.
So 76, you won. Then 1980, we had the boycott.
The boycott, we didn't go to Russia.
Jimmy Carter.
Absolutely.
And then 1984, you come back. You know,
LA Olympics.
But you're on the neon lights in Central Times Square.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Hollywood Boulevard,
fabulous.
Sunset, had
Marvelous.
big billboards on
Super. I mean, that's
Sunset.
he icon of the 80s.
Yeah, first track and field athlete to make the big
The big gold
billboards.
neon
neon
light.
light. Yeah, that's right.
And in that era, you know, I came out of college in 1980, and Morehouse, traditional African American school. My school was Wiley College, oldest African American school west of the Mississippi, which Denzel Washington did the Great Debaters.
That's right.
But it was like kissing cousins, you know, it was all one big family. But in the 80s, we also had an art movement that was moving, but it was not clear and defined, but it was there. You know, I've got to meet, they became friends of mine, Jacob Lawrence, of course, Ed Clark, and then a few others. But when I went to Skowhegan in 1996, I never heard of Basquiat, but I did because you picked me up. You remember Tijuana?
That's right. That's right.
The Mexican police had robbed me out of the hotel, believe it or not.
And I had to get him out.
He had to pick me up from Tijuana, and I had these funky tennis shoes, which were not Converse. And we got to your place at Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
And you showed me this picture of, what do you think about this brother's pictures?
Yeah.
Because my picture was large between.
That's right. The green one.
Yeah, the one I
the
did.
forest.
76.
That's
yeah.
right.
And you mentioned Basquiat. I said, who's that? Because I was
Yeah.
pissed off.
Yeah.
I've been robbed. But years later, in 1996, to go back to 1996, I was at Skowhegan. A lot of the young artists were imitating Basquiat, whatever. I didn't do whatever. You know, I was doing my own thing. Now, the question I'm trying to ask is, you met him,
I met him. Yeah.
and for the fan clubs out there, what was he like?
It was 1985. I actually met him through Mr. and Ms. Tina Chow and Mr. Chow from the restaurants. And the reason I met them was because at my victory party in 1984, for winning the Olympics, we went to Mr. Chow in Beverly Hills, and had a great time. And you know, I guess at that time I was, you know, just as big a celebrity as Magic Johnson, Kareem, and all the Lakers. It was Showtime in LA, and the LA Olympics was during that time. So I met Mr. Chow, and then eventually managed to go. I've been to the Mr. Chow in LA. I went to the one in New York. I went to the one in Tokyo. There's one in London. So I've been to all the Mr. Chows. And he invited me to come to lunch. And also at that lunch, it was Jean-Michel Basquiat and also Andy Warhol.
Oh, Andy Warhol.
So I had lunch with Andy Warhol, Tina Chow, Jean-Michel Basquiat, and two other artists whose names escape me. I'd have to go back and look at my personal diary, but these were two bohemian guys. They were all black, and they were very famous in that Andy Warhol movement at the time. Jean-Michel Basquiat was apparently, you know, one of the first artists of color to be adopted by the Warhol movement. And to this day, as we look in 2016, 17, and 18, I mean, his art has been selling for upwards of 100, 150 million. Last year, there was a piece that went for that. So he was able to. He went home. Very nice guy, very quiet. Knew me from the Olympics, and so he went home. We must have got there about 12:30. The lunch went to about 5 o'clock. The restaurant was empty. Jean-Michel goes home, comes back a couple of hours later, and I didn't know that he went home to start working on this piece. This was like a Tuesday or Wednesday. I ended up getting it in the mail on Saturday.
Wow.
Or Sunday. So I still have this original piece that he did and delivered to me personally. And I'm sure I never threw away the wrappings. But your brother was there. Archie was there in California when we went to the Larry Gagosian galleries before Larry got established in New York. But there was a Basquiat showing at his galleries, huge. It was massive. I think it was the biggest and the first major Basquiat exhibition in LA, and it was at Larry Gagosian. So Larry was there too, and he asked me, did I get the picture? Archie was one of the first ones to see it. So I've had it since 1985, which is what, 33 years now. Still have it, yeah.
And in that, there's a lot of art theft today. When getting it authenticated, there were, the tricks of the trade, in the art business. Did they confront you, like, just send the pictures to us, the painting to us, or something
I actually tried to send it to an organization. I'm not going to say the name, but I never heard back from them. However, I am sure that Larry Gagosian will vouch for me, your brother will vouch for me, and I'm absolutely sure that somewhere in my archives I still have the original wrappings and everything. But it's the real thing. It's the real thing. And if it's not, then if someone were to claim that it wasn't, then I think the proof would be, why would he do this at this particular point in time? Pick this subject matter. And the rationale for someone going back and picking it just doesn't make any sense. So,
well, it's
been protected. Very people, only personal friends of mine have seen it.
I've seen it,
and I've got it off premises in a safe place.
Yeah.
So,
there's an eyewitness to history. Meaning that in the old days when we had the yearbook. I was on the football team. No, you weren't. You get that yearbook.
Pull it out.
You're not there. And so therefore there is dealing with the human condition before AI takes over and start changing a lot of things. There is still a connection with the human condition of 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 noses, what have you. But that's great. And one more question. And how is the charity doing?
Laureus is doing fantastically well. I'm spending a lot of my time raising money for Morehouse and working with the president to try to redo our track, which didn't exist when I was there, but we did get one for the '96 Olympic Games. But it's only been resurfaced once, and it's been almost 30 years now, so it's kind of reached this useful life. And so we're thinking about doing a whole new athletic facility that's really worthy of the caliber of education and leadership that we represent. So I've been spending a lot of time doing that.
Can I come on board with that,
You
charity?
can come on board.
Well, thank you for the interview.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
My buddy Ealy Mays.
Thank you. All right.
Good.